Hey, what's up, Cowboy Nation? Welcome back to Established Pass. I'm Charlie. As most of y'all know, uh, hit that sub, hit that notification bell if you're watching on YouTube. Leave a comment, help my algorithm out. Leave a like or dislike. That's up to y'all. Find me on Spotify and Apple at Established Pass. Dallas Cowboys U1 on I keep saying Twitter, but it's X. I just started a group on Facebook a few weeks ago. I know y'all ain't into Facebook, some of y'all, but come join that. It's called Dallas Cowboys Chat. It's a private group, so it'll be regulated. I won't let dipshits in and a big group that's people saying stupid shit and putting spam in there. That will all be regulated. But yeah, sorry I didn't drop a video last week after Jets game. I had a lot to say about that game. Some of the things I was worried about, and I was told not to worry about it because of the team we was playing. Well, it showed up in this week's game, so I'll talk about it this week. But let's go ahead and start talking about that fucking ass whipping we took Sunday. That was absolutely fucking embarrassing. Do good teams lose against bad teams? Sure they do. Only thing I ask you not to do is say, well, look at Kansas City. Kansas City has some skins on the wall for Super Bowls. So we know who the fuck they are. So let's don't, use Buffalo or against the Jets or some, that's a debatable topic. Don't use Kansas City and don't use the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s. But yes, bad teams beat good teams. That happens. So if you're going to tell me not to overact after one loss, I'm going to ask you, don't overact after a win against a very bad team like the Jets. When I try to point out some things that didn't look good, that I wasn't happy about, and people's like, we won by 20, who gives a fuck? And rod, but don't do that. If you don't want me overacting after one loss, don't fucking overact after a meaningless win against a fucking shit team. All right. If you can overact after winning against a shit team, then I can overact after losing to a shit team. So there's that. But let's get to the fucking defense part. Offense was probably my main issue as far as mainly play calling. We'll get into that. And I got some little tabs here I'll bring up. But yeah, let's start with defense. I'm not going to dive too much into them, and I'm just going to say they fucking sucked. They was fucking horrible. They didn't do nothing good. They didn't stop the pass. They didn't stop the fucking run. They just annihilated them on the run. Here's a efficiency stat, EPA, against the run. You will hear me later in this video talk about it, and if you know me well enough, you hear me talk about it all the time, is early down plays. First and second down, or that sets up your third down. When you're conservative on third down, on first and second down, it puts you in too many third and longs. When you are rushing like Arizona did against us, when you're getting a 0.39 on early downs, run the fuck out of the ball. You will never hear me, even with this channel being established to pass, you will never hear me bitch when you're running the ball that fucking good and that dominant. You will never hear me bitch about fucking running the ball on early downs. It just doesn't happen often. You're not going to see too many dark greens like this, in a run game every year. It doesn't happen. Running just typically ain't an efficient way to move the ball. But every once in a while, you'll catch that game like this and fuck it, run the ball. We couldn't stop, like I said, we couldn't stop the run. We couldn't stop the pass. Our pass was good. Late rush, he was good on late rush. For some reason, it's not showing all of it down here in my screen. But anyways, but yeah, we only got 2 purples. Purples is like right below average. Everything else in green is they kicked us out of it. Kicked our ass. Sorry about that. Just took some Benadryl, and that shit treats me like weed, so you might hear me stutter and fucking slur my words here in a little bit. Get the munchies too, because that shit gives me the munchies. But anyways, yeah, our defense sucked. I'm not gonna really dive into it. This kind of shows it all. I think we all saw it. I'm hoping that was just a one-off thing. Does Diggs hurt? Well, people see the run and they say that has nothing to do with Diggs. Yes and no. I can't tell you if Diggs was going to would have helped. I'm sorry. somebody came out of the room. Okay, they're back. Like I said, I have to do this late at night when everybody's asleep. So somebody just came out of the room, so I had to pause, see what was going on. But anyways, Diggs can I don't know if you can't say it didn't help at all. We can't play, I mean, we can't play what ifs because we won't know. But I will say this, I think if Diggs was in there, we leave Diggs alone a lot, but with Diggs not being there, it's going to cause some issues. It can. I'm not saying it will. With the safeties giving Bland more help than they would Diggs, so they can't come up in the box and stop the run. How much difference that would have made, I don't know. Nobody knows. I don't think they might not would have ran against us as good as they did, but I still think they would have whooped their ass. I still think they would have dominated because it's not that Diggs bad at run stopping. Like a lot of people think, especially this year, he's kind of stepped up his tackling up a little bit this year. But I don't see it being a big fucking difference. Maybe a little one, but I could be wrong. It could have made all the difference in the world. That but none of us can tell because he's not in there, and he's not going to be in there for all year. So we're going to have to fucking deal with it. So if it is a fucking problem, and he was a big problem when this happened, then we got to figure out Plan B. But we can all have different opinions on that. I do think obviously it would have helped a little bit, at least a little bit. How much? That's debatable. Now I can't answer that. I can't give you a firm answer. Anybody telling me if Diggs would have been in there, it would have been 100% different, then you're lying too because you don't fucking know. None of us know how that would have turned out. Either way, he's not going to be there, so they better fucking figure out something. But yeah, that's about all with the defense, man. I mean, I think we can all agree they fucking sucked. But we'll see how that turns out next week. I didn't want to put that up. Didn't want to put that one up either. Here's let me jump to this one first. All right. Early down runs. When you run the ball heavily on early downs, we talk about third down being the money down, and that's true. But when you run the ball a lot on early downs, that sets up a lot. And again, unless you're playing like Arizona did, which rarely happens, that sets up a lot of third and fucking longs and third and mediums. You can't ask your quarterback, any quarterback, to bail you out. Dak's great on third downs, but he's not going to be great every fucking game. And you can't ask him to bail you out. This is way too many. Way, way too many. This is 9 third and longs, 6 third and shorts, and 4 third and manageables. Third and manageable is 3rd and 1. That is the fucking only third and manageable. You have a better chance of picking up a first down on 1st and 10 than you do on 3rd and 2. People don't believe that, but that is statistically, that's facts. Teams pick up a first down on 1st and 10 at a higher percentage than they do on 3rd and 2. So if you get on 3rd and 2 or longer, you would done wasted 2 earlier downs to get a first down. You just made it harder to pick up a third down than you did on the first down and 10. So your goal as a team should always be avoid third downs, but you're going to get them. You can't avoid all of them, but get as less as you can. And doing that you don't do that by fucking being conservative and throwing behind the line of scrimmage passes to wide receivers, screens to wide receivers, screens to running backs, 3 and 4 yard fucking little out routes, little curl routes. That's basically like runs. That's going to put you in a shitload of things. We're going to have to get more aggressive. I understand it's West Coast offense and that changes thing, but I don't give a shit if it's West Coast or what. Fucking Dak's EPA, Dak's fucking ADOT, average dart depth of target. I'm telling you, this Benadryl's fucking me up, y'all. Is 5.1. That means on average, when he throws the ball where the receiver catches it, is 5 yards down the field. Fucking 5. It's got to be at least. I prefer 7 or more, but 6 is fine. I think his last year was 6.7, 6.0. It was 6.8. It was a little low for me, but that was fine. I didn't bitch about it. It is what it is. His has only been underneath 7 2 times in his career, last year in 2017. But yeah, that has to change. You cannot play football like that. This is 2023. It's not fucking 1983. Something's got to fucking change with that. And again, I keep saying people saying, well, that's West Coast. No, it's not fucking West Coast. West Coast is not that. West Coast, look at all the fucking quarterbacks in the NFL that run the West Coast. Their fucking ADOT, their air yards is not fucking less than 6. We'll show it to you right here. I got another one somewhere. I'll pull up. Right here. This is it right here. 51% of Dak passes this year have been 5 yards down the field or less. That's not going to work, guys. That's not going to fucking work. His ADOT's 5.3. I said 5.1 earlier. It was 5.1 for that game. It was fucking 4.6, I think, for the Jets game. That's not going to cut it, man. That's not going to cut it. Only 2 quarterbacks have less than a 6.2 ADOT, average target. Average depth of target. So yeah, that's not going to work. Here it is. Dak is ranked 33rd in the NFL in air yards, which is ADOT. Excuse me. The only one worse than him is a rookie out of Indianapolis, Anthony Richardson. That's the only fucking one at 5.1. That has to change. Again, it doesn't have to come up to 8, 9, or 10, but it's got to get above fucking 6. This is a red zone. I seen somebody earlier in red zone complain how much we threw it. He was on, I keep wanting to say Twitter. He was on X saying maybe we would have ran it more in the red zone, we would have scored more. I was like, the fuck is he even talking about? Look at this. This might be hard to see because it's smaller, but fucking rushing plays in the red zone on first down, on fucking first downs, on with a 1 yard gain, 2 yards gain, 3 yards gain. They're fucking all at 100%. One's 50%, one's 80-something%. I mean, that's all we fucking did was fucking run in the red zone. That last fucking drive, we fucking ran all the way, got in 20, kept running the ball, killing clock when you needed clock, running the fucking ball. And for what? So you can set up on 3rd and 6, an obvious passing situation? It was fucking dumb. This is not 100%. We got to stop that. That is way too much. Way too much fucking running. I've kind of calmed down over the past couple of days, or it's only been 1 day, past 24 hours. But last night I was going to do a video, but I decided not to, man, because I was fucking lit. This is bad. I mean, this is fucking god awful. Here's Coach Matt McCarthy on team's high run rate on early downs when trailing Sunday at the Cardinals. I wish I'd have been a little bit more aggressive in the passing game on first and second down. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, that's fucking obvious. During his press conference, he said the injury of Tyler Smith and Tyler could have forced an overreaction with regards to pushing the ball down the field. He wished he was more aggressive. Yeah, well, this is the thing. That's great. At least he's fucking seen the mistake, and that's great. But my thing is, you was seeing it during the fucking game, and you kept fucking doing it. You did it on the last fucking drive of the game. And it makes no goddamn sense to me. It's fucking horrible. And some people saying that's because he don't trust Dak. Well, he's a fucking dipshit if he doesn't trust Dak. People are highly overreacting to the interceptions last year. It was a one-off thing. Dak's never had an interception problem. And all of a sudden now he has interceptions. 1 year he threw too many, and now he's the interception king. It makes no goddamn sense. And if you don't fucking trust him, then we're all in the heap of shit. Just pausing here, going through some of these things I fucking put out here on the screen. There's Prescott's ADOT for some of y'all listen on Spotify and Apple. I probably should actually talk more instead of video. Just talking about, assuming y'all can see the video. Anyways, he had a 5.1 ADOT. His CPOE wasn't good. That's completion percentage above expectation, over expectation. Man, this Benadryl is fucking really kicking in. That was negative. That he should have completed 3% more passes, than he did. But overall, I mean, that wasn't bad. Just his ADOT. His EPA wasn't that good, but I mean, different things playing that. If you know me, you know EPA is a big fucking stat of mine. It's a good, great, not good, great efficiency stat. So I use it all the time. This is Dak on a year. His EPA is per play. Well, that's adjusted, but his EPA play is 2.210. That's excellent. I think that's good enough for top 10. But like every stat or every metric, there's some context, and the context here is air yards, his 5.3. That's showing he's efficient, but they're being very conservative. So it's conservatively efficient. And I don't like it. I think it's a horrible way to play fucking football. Well, here's another one. 27 called runs or early downs while losing. You're losing and you call 27 runs on first and second down. That's fucking bad. Show you how bad it is. In the last decade, the Cowboys called more early downs while losing only one other time. It was in Jason Garrett's final year as head coach in 2019. So that should tell you something about early down runs and how bad it is. But again, I want to put this right back up right there. Look at all these early downs. Look at all these third downs that it put us in. And penalties do too. So I'm not taking anything away the fucking penalties. And since minutes in, about 17 minutes in, let me talk about Dak too. All this is not me taking heat off Dak. All right, Dak didn't play. He didn't play as bad as some of you dipshits think. But the interception, I'm not going to make no excuses for it. It was a bad pass. I wish it was pretty much you got to score a TD there, but there was another down. So I would have liked him to see him throw that away, but I understood his explanation for it. He did try to look off the linebacker. He tried to hold that linebacker, and he was going to zip it by his ear hole. He just didn't do it. Bad pass. The Gallup, he admitted he underthrew that, and he should have laid it out fucking better. It was a pass interference. I was shocked that it picked the flag up, but not overly shocked because it wasn't as bad as some people making it out to be, but it was definitely a pass interference. But I didn't have I don't never blame the refs. I say this all the time. When we lose a game, I can name you probably 20 things before I even get to a bad call by a fucking ref. CeeDee Lamb. When last year people was questioning him, whether he was number one or not, I laughed. I'm like, fuck, he's number one. But I did say this. The one thing I don't like about him is when things aren't going his way, he checks out. He just kind of goes off in la land and checks out. I said last year, the one thing, he's picked up a lot of things from Cooper that was good. But the one thing he picked up from Cooper that I don't like was that Cooper was the same way. Things wasn't going well for him. He just kind of check out. CeeDee on that fucking pass, he didn't even try to catch that fucking ball. He was playing for the penalty. If you try to catch it, there's a better chance you would have got that penalty called. But when you just kind of turn around, you just kind of look up and jump and fucking wave your arms like, oh my God, he just pushed me. When the fucking ball hit the other guy in the helmet, all you got to do is reach out and grab the ball. You got to play the ball. I mean, if you get the penalty, great. But if you get the touchdown, even better. If you don't get the touchdown, but you get the penalty, great. We're on the 1 yard line because it's in the end zone. The play was in the end zone. I was really upset with CeeDee. He had done checked out. That's fucking bad. Again, Mike McCarthy has to fucking clean the fucking play calling up. Not just in the red zone. He's got to clean up. People's like, well, we move the ball fine between 20s. We get down there, but we get down there in the most difficult fucking way possible. We did against the Jets, and everybody was saying it's because of defense we was playing and because of the quarterback they had. Well, it happened again this week. So that excuse is out the fucking door. You should never, ever, ever make it more difficult to put points on the board. And when you run a lot on early downs and when you throw a bunch of passes 5 yards less, you are making it very hard for your fucking offense, not just to move the ball, but to put points on the board. You're making it that much more difficult. But yeah, that's about it, man. It was a bad loss. It was an embarrassing loss. But it happens. I mean, as older, I've gotten a lot better of, excuse me, just saying fuck it most of the time. I let it bother me usually for a couple hours. Real bad ones might bother me for 24 hours. And I just move on. Now let's move on, and I'll drop another video Wednesday or Thursday on the fucking New England game. Like I said, I'm going to start trying to do this more often to drop a video after the game on Sunday and talk about it, and then drop another one during the week about the upcoming game, because this one I'm already 20 minutes in, and sometimes there's a lot to talk about. Maybe some games there's not a lot to talk about, and I'll just combine them because I can. But games like this, when there's a lot to talk about, then I'm going to try to separate them and have one for the post game and one for the pregame of the next week. Like I said, I'm sorry I didn't get one drop last week. Just had some things come up and just didn't have time. But I had a lot to say about that game. Like I said, not thankfully, but it reared its head in this one too, to play calling in the red zone, to where it gave me a chance to talk about it anyways. Again, follow me on Dallas Cowboys U1 on X. Go join my group, Dallas Cowboys chat. Hit that sub and that notification bell on YouTube if you hadn't already. Follow me on Spotify and Apple at Established Pass. I don't really know what you do there. If I hit follow, hit like, I don't really know much about that. So do that. Like I said, today's Tuesday. I might drop one tomorrow on the New England game, or it might be Thursday before I drop one. That game's we gotta clean some shit up, fellas. Like I said, it's not doom and gloom. It's not the end of the world. We're still good. We're still a good team. We got to pull our head out of our ass and fucking just do better, man. McCarthy defense needs to clean up their shit. And McCarthy needs to clean up his play calling. And like I said, I'm just glad he admitted that he ran too much on early downs and wasn't aggressive enough. One more thing about the players being out. I don't know. I have no inside knowledge of this. This is just my guess. This is just my opinion. I think Zach Martin and Tyron Smith could have went. I don't know about Badass, but I think Smith and Martin could have went. And I think the Cowboys just said, "Fuck it, we don't need to risk it. Let them sit out. We can beat these guys anyways." You can't do that. If Martin and Smith could have made their injury worse, then yes, you set them. But if they couldn't make their injury worse, but they just still wasn't 100%, then you play them. You got to play them. You don't. If there's no risk of further injury, then you play them. And I honestly, to me, in my opinion, and I have nothing to back this up, this is just me, is that they was well enough to play. They had no risk of further injury. They was just being overly cautious with them. My thing is this: if you want to be overly cautious with them, that's fine. But how about this? How about you do it in the fucking fourth quarter against the Jets? When the fucking game's fucking out of control and you're beating the shit out of them, why don't you have fucking Martin in there and let them get hurt anyways? Why don't you have Dak in there? Why don't you have Parsons in there? Why don't you have Diggs? I'm actually somewhat of a McCarthy fan. I like the hire. I wanted the hire. I've defended him over the past 3 years. But the one thing I've had a problem with him over the past couple of years is during blowouts, him keeping guys in there to 3-4 minutes left when there's no fucking chance the other team can win. He's got to do a better job of that. He's got to get his guys out of there better. Like I said, all this shit can be cleaned up. The offense worries me a little bit because I don't know what their playbook is. Sometimes I worry, like, is there their fucking playbook? Is all their playbooks just set up, with a bunch of passes behind the line of scrimmage to 5 yards down the field? Fucking God, I hope not. But something's got to change. Like I said, I'm not taking no heat off Dak. Dak didn't have a great game. He made some nice throws. He made some good plays, but he made a couple bad ones too. Trying to think if I said I wouldn't go. I was go over players, but I'll go over a few. Gallup, I like what Gallup did. Rico, I thought Rico only had 4 touches, but I thought he did good. Shit, that's about all on offense that I can really brag about. On defense, I thought D-Law had a good game. And that's about it. I can't think of another one. You leave a comment. Maybe I'm forgetting one. That happens. So, especially when I'm jacked up on Benadryl. But yeah, man, I'm already 25 minutes in. This is usually about 10 minutes longer. I want to go. But like I said, there was a lot of bad things in this game, and I wanted to discuss them. If I would have done a video last night, it probably would have lasted an hour because I shortened it because some of the shit I was pissed off about, I'm still pissed, but it's just not worth talking about. And I narrowed it down to me what was more important. And most important thing is early down play calling. It's got to get better. You got to get better on early down play calling. Run, pass is not going to fucking get it. run or pass on first down, not getting anything, and it's like second 10, well, we got to run and get a couple yards. No, that's not going to get it either. I'm not saying pass every fucking first and second down. That's a trend. People's going to realize that and they can stop that. But mostly when I say you need to be 60-40 pass run, a lot of that has to do with early downs. You got to be at least 60-40 on early downs pass run. You got to be aggressive. People talk about saving the defense and time of possession. Let me explain something to you about time of possession. Time of possession does not win you games. Winning games is what wins you time of possession. All right. As much as you think the defense likes it, you playing conservative and moving the ball slow and keeping them off the field. All right. If you do that, you have to score points, not just field goals. You got to put fucking points on the board because you are limiting your possessions. You're limiting the other team's possessions too. But last week on sideline show that they do every week with the Cowboys, I think it was Michael Purse said, I hope they score a touchdown here so we can start rushing the passer or at least a field goal. All right. Yes, defenses want you to give them rest, but defenses want you to fucking score and put the game to a point where they can pin their fucking ears back. All right. When you're moving the ball real fucking slow and you're coming out with the field goal, you're not fucking helping them. You're not fucking helping. You're actually hurting because then they cannot play the way they want to fucking play. All right. Get a 14-point lead, get a 10-point lead, get a fucking 17, 21-point lead. All right. And then establish the fucking run. All right. Give them a lead to where you can fucking goddamn their fucking edge rushers can just tee off on these motherfuckers. But yes, the old winning time of possession. Anytime you go into a game and one of your goals is to win time of possession and you call fucking plays to help you win time of possession, you're fucking doing it wrong. You've already lost. You already took the L, at least on that fucking philosophy at minimum. You're doing it totally wrong. That is not how you fucking win. Time of possession does not win you games. Winning games helps you win time of possession. We won time of possession of the day. We got our fucking dicks not in the dirt. You know why? Because we didn't fucking score. You know? So yeah, and all this shit from fucking Kellen Moore last year, like Kellen wants to score. He does. I'm worried about winning games. Well, you fucking morons, one way you win games is fucking score. And score a lot. So, and we'll get in that some other time. I'm about to go off on a fucking rant about all this establish the run bullshit and fucking running the fucking ball. But anyways, hope you enjoy. If you didn't, hit dislike. If you did, hit like. Leave me a comment. Hit me up on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I'll follow everybody back. You follow me on Twitter, I'll automatically follow you back. If I don't, send me a message just because I forgot or didn't see it. Come check out my Dallas Cowboys chat group. I want to get it going because to me, I'm big on Facebook than I am Twitter. I say big. I don't mean popular. I mean like I like Facebook more than Twitter. Groups. I don't like Facebook timeline or pages and shit like that more than I do Twitter. But I love Facebook groups because I can control who comes in there, and you don't have to have the same opinion as me. I've told the story many times. Eric, that used to do this show with me, that's how we actually met. He came in the group, agreed with me for like a month. We didn't agree on fucking anything. Fuck, I made him admin in the group. All right, so some people say I don't like people disagreeing with me. That's the opposite. I like to be challenged. I like to fucking people tell me I'm wrong, mostly because most time I'm right and I can show them and prove myself right. That's a joke. Don't take that seriously. But anyways, hope y'all enjoy, man, and I'll see y'all on the next go around, buddy. And go fucking Cowboys. We got to pull this one out, but I'm not into week 4 saying it's a must win. It's not a must win, but we got to fuck them in. Y'all chill. And y'all have a good time. Send y'all with a outro video.
And I've come to realize that